The Truth of Girls.
Hi everyone. If you see a lot of blue today, that's because today, April 2nd, is Autism Awareness Day, and everyone is lighting up blue. In 2008, the United Nations adopted a resolution to declare April 2nd Autism Awareness Day. What did they hope to accomplish with this? Well, looking at their resolution here, it seems that it has to do with awareness and concern and affirmation of human rights. The Light It Up Blue campaign is supported by Autism Speaks, which some people have a problem with that organization. Some people despise Autism Awareness Month and think it does a disservice. Some people refuse to light up blue, but they light up multicolored, as they say here, to promote awareness of autism as a spectrum and not just as a single severity or type disorder. In any case, people have some very strong opinions on Light It Up Blue, either positive or negative. But as it is with most things in life, the truth is rarely pure and never simple. But since it's Autism Awareness Day, regardless of whether you light up or not, or what color you light up, I think it's a good day for me to make an ASD wish list. So here's what I'd like to see. Personally, what I'd like to see is, for one, more funding to help people with ASDs and also their families. And also I would really like to see more acceptance. That would be as opposed to judgment. I'd like to see a day where you could tell someone that you have an ASD without them judging you and thinking that means either you're intellectually deficient or you're dangerous or crazy, and that they could just take you as you are and understand that it just means that you have some challenges. I'd like to see truth and honesty when it comes to vaccine damage and not have it just all covered up under the label of autism. I'd also like people to understand that not everyone who has an autism spectrum disorder is vaccine damaged. And I'd like people to get to a point of awareness where they stop saying things like, you don't look autistic. I mean, that's a bit like saying you don't look epileptic or you don't look dyslexic. What are you supposed to look like? I would like to see employers be more inclusive of people with autism spectrum disorders. You know, there are a lot of people out there who have an ASD who are very intelligent, very talented, or very capable of doing some job, but because of certain things associated with their ASD, they find it hard to get and stay employed. I mean, it just might be their interpersonal manner is off-putting. I'd like to see doctors be more proactive in the early diagnosis of children on the mild end of the spectrum. And not just wait and see and let's see how it goes and oh, no, you know, it's not that, because they speak well or they're too social or something. Because even if it's mild, it needs to be dealt with early. I know this from my experience with my son, that there were always the red flags, but people would say, oh, look at him, he looks fine. Because you can't just tell, like, again, he doesn't look autistic. And unfortunately, you know, he didn't get the help he needed. And then as he got older, actually the difference in his development versus typical, it diverged more. And so the difference between him and everyone else became more and more obvious. Of course, by that time he was older. And so then it's harder to get services. And I've been fighting. I've had to fight. Once they did the ADOS, they said, you know, he is autistic or he has an ASD. But I feel like I've had to really push to get him, even just to get assessed. And finally, what I'd really like to see is more acceptance on the part of teachers and parents and friends and everyone else, that they could stop comparing the child to other children. Stop saying, why aren't you like other children? Why can't you do this like so-and-so? Why is your child doing this or that? I'd like to see people stop pushing children with ASDs to be something and someone that they're not. And I understand that although they're different, it doesn't make them deficient. And what they really need is support. They need your love and support. They need you cheering them on in the stands, and not saying to yourself, well, he'll never do this or that because he's autistic, or, oh, well, he's doing it, but it'll never amount to anything because he's autistic. The more you support and accept, the more of their potential they're going to reach, and the happier they're going to be. Acceptance is very important, because the lack of acceptance at school, at work, wherever, that leads to exclusion, that leads to low self-esteem, that leads to depression, to more anxiety. That lack of acceptance is a big part of the problem. So do I support Light It Up Blue? I don't have strong feelings either way. You can light it up blue if you want. I think it's good to raise awareness and to ask for acceptance, but let's get it straight. That autism is not a party. Some people have special abilities and gifts, and some people don't. Some people suffer more, some people suffer less. Everybody needs some amount of help, and everybody needs acceptance. Acceptance of people, not of vaccine companies getting away with causing damage. And acceptance that not everyone with an ASD is vaccine damaged. So thanks for giving my video a thumbs up, and please leave me your comments. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.